My name is Steve Tomes, Executive Managing Director and Head of Business Development. I've been with Blueprint for just about 10 years now.
My name's Andrew Sofretto. I'm the Head of Behavioral Healthcare here at Blueprint, and I've been here just since August 1st of 2022. When I say behavioral healthcare, oftentimes it's a broad spectrum. And so behavioral healthcare can mean inpatient, outpatient, or myriad of different services that are connected to mental health. What we're really focused on is the high acuity inpatient setting, specifically behavioral hospitals, addiction, drug treatment centers, supportive housing and transitional housing, eating disorder clinics, and even autism centers. So that was the vision for the space, and what we're excited to kind of grow here at Blueprint.
Well, I think we have a really unique opportunity here at Blueprint to leverage an existing platform that was built to sell commercial real estate specific to the healthcare sector. When we think about expanding our footprint and really leveraging our expertise, the natural progression was towards behavioral health. One, for what Andrew mentioned, specifically in adaptive reuse. We have a really interesting opportunity to leverage a nearly $4 billion pipeline of commercial real estate to determine what the market would like to do for some of those maybe less successful assets or further aged assets.
I saw Blueprint grow from its inception and saw the trust and support that a lot of their clients had given them. Blueprint's a place where people want to work. They want to work here, and I know culture gets thrown around a lot, but they want to work here because their opinions matter. They are heard, and we've been fortunate enough to grow our behavioral healthcare team immediately. One of the main attraction points for me coming to Blueprint is really the analytics and research. And I think what I am so excited about is the behavioral healthcare space. It's a little bit of the Wild West. It is skilled nursing maybe 25, 30 years ago as it relates to the fragmentation, as it relates to how groups are thinking about their assets. Are they doing well? Are they not doing well? Right? There's no key performance indicators, right, within this business yet that is uniform, across the entire sector or class of behavioral healthcare. I think that's something that I'm really excited, as the industry matures, to help build out with the analytics and research.
And this isn't an experiment for us. This is something we wanted to jump in with both feet. 3 hires straight away, all 3 extremely active, ton of knowledge in the sector. I think what is appealing to the folks that choose to work with us here at Blueprint, as Andrew put it, your voice is heard, which is obviously important in today's day and age. But I think what we've managed to do at Blueprint is do very few, very specific things extremely well. So what we do is we're not prescriptive with how we hire and say, you're being brought on to be this cog in this wheel. You're brought on because there's implicit trust in who you are as a person and as a business development representative for the firm. So we bring on, Andrew and his team to go and figure out this new endeavor of behavioral health, and they've been doing it straight away because there's that trust in doing so. So we provide autonomy for our folks that work here, upward mobility, and candidly, we have some fun doing it.
Inflation is top of mind, really, in really every sector across the country. Behavioral healthcare is not insulated from labor constraints, right? That we're seeing across the service sector, across the healthcare sector. But I think a reason why behavioral healthcare is really maybe ahead of the game a little bit is given the investment of the federal government, as well as healthcare parity laws with insurance covering mental health, the same way that they would physical health, is really helping to help these operators, and why the true enthusiasm for the business from a reimbursement standpoint is really occurring.
The bottom line is, you're not at all insulated from the labor issues, from the inflation issues, just the cost of doing business issues. I think what the baseline investment philosophy here is this isn't a want, this is a need. Yep. And government support has to show up on a daily basis. And I think investors looking into the space are seeing that. It's not where it needs to be yet, but it's certainly heading in that direction. So that's encouraging. Instead of trying to say what we think is going to happen, I think we need to remain resolute that we're going to be as up to speed as we could possibly be on how to effectuate transfers of assets and be advisors within healthcare commercial real estate. We faced the COVID pandemic, we faced recessions historically, rate hikes, rate decreases. We've kind of seen it all at this point. And I think our job is to be as up to speed and as pragmatic as possible.
Yeah, I mean, I can give you a quick example. I remember, I wasn't at Blueprint on this time, I was on the principal side, and I can recall the amount of diligence and research that the Blueprint kind of analytics team was doing around how do we underwrite these assets in volatile times. And I think that's very different than what maybe some other investment commercial real estate groups are doing. There's a lot of research and time, energy, and effort spent on pro formas, as well as you need to understand what's going on in the market, whether it's insurance premiums that are moving, whether it's labor or agency that's moving in the market, so that you can articulate that to both sides, on the seller side and the buyer side, in order to consummate a transaction. I think that is only going to continue to be true, within the behavioral healthcare space as well, as you continue to try to educate both sides of the table in what's realistic, what's not, in order to help the sector grow. We need to all get transactions accomplished. So that's something that I've really noticed, and how I think Blueprint continues to kind of invest in their analytics and research team, which I think really makes a difference and helps really both buyer and seller get transactions accomplished. Our vision is pretty straightforward. I think I mentioned this earlier, but it is to bring operators and capital together. So we have the ability to just sell the real estate. We have the ability to sell the real estate and the operations, much like a senior housing or skilled nursing transaction. But what makes us different is our relationships on the operator side. So we have the ability to help these operators scale with capital partners, but also have the ability and expertise and analytical capabilities to sell the operations of these behavioral healthcare companies. Our focus is to be on the higher acuity side, with an inpatient model, but there's going to be some outpatient that a lot of these groups have, and we're not going to shy away from that either. But we do want to play on the high acuity kind of inpatient space if we can, just given our expertise on the real estate side, but on the operations side, we hope to tackle that as well, especially given our relationships in the sector. We are going on road shows, we are going on listening tours. We're trying to really make sure that we can connect with all the operators that we already have relationships with, new operators, and we're really focused on bringing operators and capital together to help solve this need in our country. So I could probably throw out monetary goals, but no one wants to hear that. The real goal is to try to help the space grow.
I think we found at Blueprint, we've got a knack for effectively becoming de novo asset managers for groups that may not have the scale to act in their own behalf there. Mm-hmm. So where we've been able to really help out is identifying where we can make a market for some of those assets that maybe haven't lived up to their potential, or some of those business plans that maybe haven't come all the way to fruition or require a pivot. Best laid plans sometimes don't always work out. Maybe sometimes they work out fantastically, right? And that's where we come in, is our ability to take a nationwide perspective to some of these assets, or combinations, portfolios of assets within groups holdings, to understand with them, here's where opportunity exists, here's where problems may exist, here's some strategies that we think can help you figure it out.
Yep. I think that's something that I'm really excited, as the industry matures, to help build out with the analytics and research group here at Blueprint, to really try to help create that and to help clients really understand their portfolios, maybe how they can track it, a little bit better. And ultimately, I think that helps, again, come back to addressing the need for growth in the space.